Good morning, students. For today's discussion, we'll be pointing out the different views of Plato, Aristotle, Thomas Aquinas, and Erasmus in regards with metaphysics. In the context of Philippine education, metaphysics serves as the foundation for understanding the underlying principles of reality, knowledge, and existence. By studying metaphysics, students can develop critical thinking skills, explore fundamental questions about the nature of reality, and gain insights into the philosophical underpinnings of various disciplines. For example, in philosophy classes, science classes, so on and so forth. Additionally, the integration of metaphysical concepts into educational curricula can foster a holistic understanding of the world and help students deal with ethical, moral, and existential issues. Now, what is metaphysics? Metaphysics is a branch of philosophy whose roots stretch back to the time of the ancient Greeks 2,500 years ago. And also, metaphysics considered one of the main branches of philosophy, and metaphysics is the discipline concerned with the fundamental nature of reality. To start with, Plato's metaphysics. He proposes to do with exactly universals and particulars. Plato says, universals and particulars have radically different characteristics and therefore must be radically different kinds of things. So, there must be two worlds, a world which has the characteristics of particulars and another one which has the characteristics of universals. How do universals and particulars differ? First, there is one universal per category but many particulars. So this means that for every general concept or category like color or animal, there is only one universal idea or essence. However, there can be many individual instances or particulars within that category, such as different colors like red, blue, or green, or various animals like dogs, cats, and birds. Second, particulars change, but universals is unchanging. Third, particulars are primarily material, universals are abstract and not physical. Fourth, particulars are known by means of our senses. Universals are known by reason, the intellect. In short, particulars are physical and can be grasped by the senses, and universals are not physical. So let's break down the difference between these two worlds. For universals, always remember that universals is one per category. It is unchanging, it is non-material, and known only by the mind. For particulars, it is multiple, changing, and physical and sensory. So for example, let's consider the concept of justice. For universals, there is one universal idea of justice that exists independently of any specific instance of justice in the physical world. And this universal idea of justice does not change. It remains constant and immutable. It is not a physical entity, but an abstract concept that exists in the realm of forms. We understand the universal idea of justice through reason and intellect, contemplating its essence rather than perceiving it with our senses. Okay? Now for particulars, in the physical world, there are many instances or particulars of justice, such as just acts or just laws. These particular instances of justice can vary and change over time, depending on cultural, societal, or individual interpretations. And particulars of justice are tangible and observable in the physical world. They are actions or laws that we can perceive through our senses. We recognize particular instances of justice through sensory experience and observation of specific behaviors or legal systems. Let's proceed to Aristotle's metaphysics. For Aristotle's metaphysics, we have substance and accidents. Substance refers to what really is. For Aristotle, substance is what is actually there. It is the essence of the thing. For example, consider a tree. The substance of the tree is its essential nature as a living, growing organism. It encompasses all the characteristics that define it as a tree, such as its structure, functions, and inherent properties. The substance of the tree remains constant despite changes in its appearance or surroundings. Now for accidents, it refers to perceivable qualities. Okay? Perceivable qualities. These are what you experienced. the external perceivable sensory experience, this is called the accidents. Alright, now continuing with the example of a tree, its accidents would include qualities such as its color, height, shape of leaves, and location. These are characteristics that can vary or change over time without altering the tree's fundamental identity as a tree. For instance, a tree can change its color in autumn, lose its leaves, or grow taller, but it remains a tree despite these changes in its accidents. So you can perceive, right? We distinguished substance from accidents. Now the next distinction is what he calls form and matter. Substance is form, and form answers to actuality. Accidents is matter, and matter answers to potentiality. Form and matter are both part of the substance of a thing. Some things in this world are mostly form with a little bit of matter, and some are mostly matter and a little bit of form, or maybe an equal proportion of each. An example of an object that is mostly form and very little matter is a block of marble. And let's just say an example of mostly matter and very little form is banana. Let's just say that I asked you to bring a block of marble and a banana, and we will leave it inside a room for 100 years. And after 100 years, we will check it if what will happen of these two objects. After 100 years, we check the marble block and the banana. What do you think happens to the marble block, and are there any changes? No. The marble block might accumulate dust and dirt, but its fundamental structure would likely remain unchanged. However, the banana would completely decompose. It would likely turn brown, mushy, and eventually disintegrate into the surrounding environment due to microbial activity and natural decay processes. For Aristotle metaphysics also, we have 4 causes: the formal cause, material cause, the efficient cause, and the final cause. Let's start with the formal cause. It is the essential form or structure, right? Now, the material cause, it refers what something is made of. Efficient cause refers to the agent or force that brings it into being, whereas final cause, it refers to the purpose. For example, the statue of Dr. Jose Rizal. The formal cause would be the essential form or structure of the statue, representing Rizal's likeness, pose, and other defining characteristics that make it recognizable as him. The material cause would be the substance from which the statue is made, such as bronze, marble, or another sculptural medium. Efficient cause would be the sculptor or artist who physically creates the statue, utilizing their skills and tools and techniques to bring the formal cause, which is the design, into material form. The final cause would be the purpose or intention behind creating the statue. This could include commemorating Rizal's life and contributions, inspiring patriotism or admiration, or serving as a symbol of national identity and pride. For the third one, we have Thomas Aquinas' Metaphysics. Aquinas argued for the existence of God through his famous 5 ways, which are the 5 philosophical arguments for the existence of God based on observation of the natural world. These include the argument from motion, causation, contingency, degree, and finality. For argument from motion, this argument observes that everything in the world is in motion or change, and anything in motion must have been moved by something else. Therefore, there must be a first mover, which is not itself moved by anything else, and this is what we call God. And for the second argument from causation, this argument asserts that everything in the world is caused by something else, but there cannot be an infinite regress of causes. Therefore, there must be a first cause, which is uncaused and necessary, and this is what we call God. For the third argument from contingency. This argument posits that everything in the world is contingent, meaning it could either exist or not exist. However, if everything were contingent, there would be a time when nothing existed. Since things do exist, there must be a necessary being whose existence is not contingent on anything else, and this is what we call God. For the fourth argument, the argument from degree. This argument observes that things in the world vary in degrees of goodness, truth, nobility, and many things. There must be a standard against which these degrees are measured, and this standard is what we call God. For the fifth argument from finality, also known as the teleological argument. This argument suggests that things in the world exhibit purpose or design. This implies the existence of an intelligent designer, which we call God. Aquinas made a crucial distinction between essence and existence. Essence refers to what something is, and existence refers to that something is. Now let's consider the essence of a unicorn, which is a horse-like creature with a horn on its forehead. However, existence refers to whether or not such a creature actually exists in reality. So, while we can describe the essence of a unicorn, its existence is debatable since unicorns are mythical creatures. So, he also argued that while created beings have both essence and existence, God is unique in that his essence is his existence, meaning he is pure actuality without any potentiality. And for the last, we have Erasmus' Metaphysics. Erasmus was a leading figure of Renaissance humanism, which placed a strong emphasis on the dignity, potential, and freedom of human beings. His metaphysical views were influenced by humanistic principles, including a focus on individual autonomy and moral responsibility. For example, Erasmus believed that by studying classical literature and philosophy, individuals could develop their intellect and moral character, leading to a more enlightened and compassionate society. Erasmus was critical of religious dogmatism. Dogma or dogmatism refers to the adherence to a set of beliefs or principles without question or critical inquiry, and the rigid adherence to traditional beliefs without critical examination. He advocated for a more open-minded and tolerant approach to theology, encouraging individuals to engage in rational inquiry and interpretation of religious texts. In conclusion, the metaphysical perspectives of Thomas Aquinas, Erasmus, Plato, and Aristotle offer diverse insights into the nature of reality, the existence of God, and the role of human beings in the cosmos. Always remember, according to Immanuel Kant, metaphysics is a dark ocean without shores or lighthouse, strewn with many a philosophic wreck.